Are you worried about buying Bitcoin and losing it? Like maybe you'll click the wrong button and then watch your hard-earned cash just vanish into the crypto scam space. Well, you're not alone. Tons of people hear Bitcoin and they think ripoff, thanks to shady links and fake profiles pretending to help beginners and then scamming them instead. I'm Brett at CGX Crypto, and in this video, we'll keep things simple. First, we'll pick a rock-solid US crypto exchange that picks safety and security first, and then we'll walk through the exact steps to buy your first slice of Bitcoin. We'll lock it up tight in the right wallet, and then we'll spot sneaky scams before they spot you. Stick around and you'll finish this video knowing the easy steps that protect both your crypto and your peace of mind. So first, we need a place to buy crypto that truly locks the doors on your Bitcoin. Coinbase keeps about 98% of customer coins in cold storage, which basically is just offline vaults where hackers have no ability to access security keys or secret phrases to steal your Bitcoin. Crypto.com goes even further, holding 100% of deposits in cold storage, and they regularly have third-party audits of this. So that's a major sticking point for the exchange you use, major cold storage. Second, every coin on the platform that you're using should be proven real. Now, this isn't something that's super common when it comes to exchanges, but Kraken has a public proof of reserves page that shows each Bitcoin is backed one for one. You can see exactly what they hold. Gemini Trust, another exchange, adds another layer by operating as a licensed New York trust company that is watched by banking examiners. The third thing is to take a look at their pricing. And no, I don't mean the price of Bitcoin. I really mean their trading fees. These are either called taker fees or maker fees. You can propose new trades and let another person take the trade. In that case, you would be paying a maker fee since you're making the trade. Here's an example of the differences in the maker fees for Coinbase, Crypto.com, Kraken, and Gemini. And they all vary a little bit. They're pretty darn small. Coinbase maker fees are 0.4 to 0.6%. Crypto.com is 0.075% for new users. And there's kind of ranges up depending on, kind of the amount of trades and volume that you're trading at. Kraken has 0.16 to 0.2% if you're trading under $50,000. And Gemini has 0.2% for volumes under $10,000. So these are all for kind of beginner amounts. If you'd like to make a trade based on the current trades that are out there, somebody else is being the maker, you will then take the trade. And in that case, you would be paying the taker fee. Here's another breakdown of the differences in fees for each different exchange. Coinbase is 0.6% if you're under $10,000 in trading volume. Crypto.com is again at 0.075%. This is under $250,000 of trading volume. Kraken is at 0.4% when trading under $50,000 worth of trading volume. And last, Gemini here is at 0.4% when trading under $10,000 of trading volume. In general, as you can see from these charts, it's cheaper marginally to place maker trades, but it's much easier to place taker trades. If you go on any of these exchanges and just place a simple trade to buy one Bitcoin, you will basically take whatever the lowest price available is plus the taker fee. Even with the trading fees, all of these exchanges allow free ACH deposits, aka bank deposits. Coinbase also gives out little bits of crypto when you finish these quick learn quizzes. Crypto.com has a Visa card that can pay up to 5% back in CRO tokens every time you shop. CRO tokens are just another crypto that was created by Crypto.com, so that's just a nice bonus where you're getting cash back in these particular tokens. In general, just remember that the most important factors are having cold storage, public proof of their coins, real United States licenses, and fees that fit your preferences when you're trading. So choose the one that best fits your needs. And I will have links to Coinbase and Crypto.com in the description. If you sign up with those links, you'll get $50 of free crypto just for using those links. So how do you actually buy this Bitcoin? Well, I'm going to run you through an example really quickly on the Crypto.com app where I buy Bitcoin. So you're going to start here on the home page. And if you don't have any cash in your account, the first thing you're going to want to do is make a deposit. So right here on the top middle, you can see this deposit icon. We're going to click on that and we're going to put some cash into our account. Now here's the different options that you have. There's going to be fees depending on if you're going to use a debit card, there will be fees. Wire bank transfers and ACH will take a while. Instant deposit is going to be your best bet. So let's click on instant deposit. So I have a couple of accounts here, but what we're going to do is add a bank account, assuming that you don't have any accounts set up or linked to this. So this pop-up for Plaid is going to come up and you're going to type in your phone number and click continue. And then it will send you a code to verify your phone number. So here again, I have a few accounts. We're going to assume that you don't have any connected. So on the very bottom, click add new account. And I'm going to set up a Charles Schwab account, but you can put in just about any bank since Plaid works well with pretty much anybody. So once you sign in, you're probably going to need to verify with your bank real quick. It'll send you a text or an email email or give you a call, up to you. Depends on which bank you're using. It's probably going to look slightly different on each one. So they sent me a code here, use that to log in. Now each bank, as I mentioned, is going to look different. You're going to have to run through some consent and agreeing to have each of these accounts essentially tied to your crypto.com app. So I'm going to have all of these accounts and then I'm going to click continue. So once your account is added, you just click continue and then it will show up here, bank verified, and you can remove that notification and click on that account and you're going to have the amount that you want to add. Let's just say it's 200 and then you'll click deposit. It'll give you a confirmation page and you'll click confirm. You will have to put in your passcode. So I'm not putting any funds in here. Obviously, I'm not going to do a trade right now myself, but once you've made your deposit, you're going to go over to your account. So look on the very bottom, there's a tab called accounts. Click on that. And once you're on your accounts tab, it will show you the balance of the accounts in your crypto portfolio here. And if you scroll down here, you'll have your cash portfolio and you can click on your USD account. It'll show you all the transactions that you've made in the past and the balance that you currently have. So once you see your balance show up here, then you're ready to go buy some crypto. So you're going to go to the tab on the bottom that says trade. And obviously you're going to be doing buy. So you can click buy and then it'll show you a list of cryptocurrencies and you can pick any one you want. You could do a little search at the top. If you wanted to buy, let's say Solana, then you can do that. Or you can go buy, you can favorite coins. You can see the top coins that made gains in the last 24 hours or the last hour. The top losers, basically either ones that are completely failing or ones that are going on sale at the moment. I'd probably prefer the 24-hour mark for either of these. Then there's new coins and the most traded coins. So most traded is probably going to be the most popular or just for you, give you a random selection. But let's say you wanted to buy Bitcoin, right? We'll click Bitcoin right here. And this is the buy page. So once you have your cash in your account, it'll show up here where it says USD account. And obviously at the moment, I only have a penny in here, but for the purposes of you guys buying crypto, let's say it's going to be $100. What you're going to do is click the max button on the far right here. Now, at the moment for myself, it's not going to be anything, but for you, it'll max out the amount of money that you actually have in cash to then buy the maximum amount of Bitcoin that you can possibly buy. And you're going to be doing a taker trade here by taking the price that is available currently. Once you click that where it says insufficient balance for me, it'll say continue for you. You'll make the trade, you'll put in your PIN, and then you'll be all set. Now that the buy button is behind you, the real game is keeping those coins safe from the billion-dollar hackers out there. Step one is choosing the right kind of wallet, hot wallet or cold wallet. A hot wallet lives on your phone or on your computer and is really handy for quick spending, and it stays online where thieves can have access to it depending on what you do with your hot wallet. A cold wallet is like a secret treasure chest that disconnects from the internet so that remote attackers can't reach it at all. They can't have any access to your secret keys. Hardware cold wallets such as the Ledger Nano X store your private keys inside a tiny little chip and never let them leak online. When you set one up, it hands you a 24-word recovery phrase. Make sure you write this down on a piece of paper, not screenshot it. Don't save it onto your laptop or your phone because, your phone and laptop have access to the internet. You don't want it to be accessible by the internet at all. Trezor's Model T even lets you split that phrase into two parts with Shamir backup, which is just a term that they use for extra peace of mind. Hardware wallets are very important in crypto, and crypto veterans know this because they repeat this phrase consistently. Not your keys, not your coins, which essentially means that whoever controls the keys owns the money and owns your coins. Lost keys, on the other hand, are essentially like lost and forbidden treasure. One reporter forgot his PIN and nearly kissed $30,000 goodbye. So back up your phrase on metal or put it in a fireproof safe away from floods and curious pets or significant others that you may not trust. If you keep a spending stash in a hot wallet, make sure to limit that to what I would consider coffee money and send the rest to cold storage. When you're starting out at this, I recommend highly practice. Move a tiny test amount first, then the full balance once you're sure the address matches. These simple steps turn your shiny new Bitcoin into a vault grade asset that no hacker and no butterfingers can easily take. But even the safest wallet won't help if you hand your keys to a scammer. Crypto crooks stole almost $4 billion in 2023, a 53% jump over 2022. Let's spot their favorite tricks and dodge them. Fake giveaways are a big one. On Twitter and TikTok, imposters promise to double any Bitcoin you send once you send it. In every case, it's just gone. Real brands will never ask you to pay first for a prize. Another method of scams is something called romance pig butchering. A friendly stranger will chat with you for weeks. Then they'll steer you to a slick site that steals every single deposit that you put in it. These kinds of rings operate from a guarded scam center somewhere in Southeast Asia. Another one that's very common in, all sorts of scams is phishing and fake support. So emails that will look like Coinbase urging you that your urgent account updates are requiring your attention, and just make sure to never click any unknown links. And if you get an email that says anything from Coinbase, Crypto.com, or any other crypto platform, make sure to verify before clicking on anything. Next up are hardware wallet hoaxes. Ledger, who makes hardware wallets, warns of bogus applications and QR codes that essentially steal your 24-word phrase. No company will ever ask for that phrase if they're legitimate, so keep it offline. Next up is AI deepfake lures. So scammers now will pretend to be CEOs and other prominent figures in videos online to push shady links. In general, this is something to still be very cautious about, even though in 2023, hacked funds fell to $1.7 billion, which was 50% lower than the year before. But the interesting piece here is that individual hack attempts actually increased. So more people got hacked and scammed, just less amount overall. Scams sound wild, but you just learned how to spot them and keep crooks out. Stick with exchanges that lock keys and their coins offline. Coinbase parks 98% of customer coins in cold vaults, which is very good. Crypto.com backs every cent in 100% cold storage. Just always double check your emails because frauds drained almost $4 billion from new investors last year. ACH deposits are free on Coinbase and pretty much every other exchange, so keep more of your cash by using that. Move big savings to hardware wallets and guard your 24-word secret phrase. If that's something you're interested in doing and buying some Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, I have links below to Coinbase and Crypto.com where you can get $50 of crypto just for signing up with those links. And if you're already in crypto and you really want to get into meme coins, check out MoonShot. There's a link in the description to that as well. When you sign up with that link and click the claim meme coins button, you'll get some of those for free as well. I hope you learned something. If you did and enjoyed, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to stay tuned for all things crypto, hit that subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.